This is the Scenario Radio Show. Real talk with a playlist. So here we are back on the Scenario Radio Show, and we've got Rodney E. Freeman, friend of the show, the creator of the Black Male Archives, and he is also now, as we mentioned earlier, an author. Okay, so the first thing I got to find out is what made you decide to do the children's book?
Yeah.
And tell us about the book. Talk about the book a minute.
Right. Okay, so interesting story. I was going to get my hair cut, and I was sitting in the barber's chair, and I had the idea saying, I want to start writing, and I had been getting up in the morning. I actually have this middle grade book that I'm writing right now, and I was in the barber's chair, and I was like, I'm thinking about doing this story about my daughter. We love to play video games, and she would come home, and the barber was like, you should just go ahead and write it. I was like, yeah, I should just go ahead and write it. And so I came home and I sat down, and children's stories are not that long, actually. You actually, it's between 500-600 words as far as for a picture book. And the story is basically, the premise of the story is just the relationship, the bond between the father and daughter over video games. So basically what happens is that the dad is, he's actually a director of this community center, and their favorite thing when they get home is to play these video games. And what happens one day, he's out protesting, and he actually gets sick, and he's in the hospital. And so the little girl is like, well, maybe I can get in contact with him, because dad usually has his phone on, and I can see his avatar. So she jumps on the game, and then the dad's avatar is in the game, and he's kind of like stumbling around, like, where am I at? What's going on here? And she's like, come on, daddy, let's get out of here. So, she takes him through this kind of like, it's like a Roblox / Super Mario Brothers. I had to go with the new and the old for the folks, but
yeah. So the Super Mario Brothers was for us, and then for the kids, you did
exactly with the Roblox, right? There. Right.
So it's this entire adventure that's taking place between a man and his daughter. And I know you're big on the imagery about men and the way we see men and perceive men in the media. Is that was one of the things that motivated this whole thing?
Of course, that was the driving motivating factor, because with the Black Male Archives, we're always promoting stories and putting black men in positive light. So I wanted to put a book out there with the bond with the daughter, but also showing that this man is taking care of his child and got this relationship. He goes to work every day, and it's present in this book. So. But yeah, I did definitely want to show black men in the light, but also just the bond between the father and daughter. I thought that was good to highlight, because that's one of the things that in my relationship with my daughter is just, we right now we're separated because of COVID, and because I live in Florida and she lives in Nashville, but we talk 4 times a day through FaceTime. So, we talk, we're talking like, today I'm like, what time is it? Cause I know I got a call from my daughter. So I really wanted to show that. I wanted to express that with this children's story, the bond that I have. So.
My dad, he actually wrote a song for me, and I remember how I felt. How does your daughter feel being the co-star of a book? How old is she, and what are her thoughts about the book?
Oh man, she loves it, because I'm taking there. So I actually hired an illustrator, Dorothy Taylor. And Dorothy Taylor actually, she's done some other famous stuff, and when I seen her artwork and everything, I was just like, oh man, this is amazing. And I showed my daughter, I was like, see, this is what, I took her through the steps, like, this is where we're going to start. This is where we're going to wind up. And I've been actually just kind of running it past her, like, Miley, what do you think about this? What do you think about this? And she's loving it. She's showing her mom. She's showing everybody. She's telling her classmates. And she's engaged. And, now she's taking up a pencil. Well, actually, she's taking up a tablet and one of those electric pens, and she started to draw
A
her own stuff.
stylus.
Yeah, the stylus. Yeah, because I'm like, you don't use paper and pen anymore.
Huh. So she's kind of got a consultant gig on this whole thing at this point. Is what you're
Oh
saying.
yeah, oh yeah,
All
and
right.
that was another point too, because it's like, look, I want to put her, I'm gonna give her a credit in the book as well, because it's like, look, I'm gonna put her ahead of the game. It's all about content and ownership, right? Now,
Uh-huh.
it's like if you have something that you can, you can hop on with your parents when you young, that puts you a step ahead, when you get older. So, yeah.
So, do you foresee a series with this children's book, or is this kind of a one and done? Kind of where are you going with this new endeavor that you have?
I don't know. I really don't know. It was a passion project, and we'll see what happens after that. But I do have other stories that I'm going to tell. I have a middle grade story. I have a sci-fi science fiction story. It's called Avenue O, and that's really exciting. I have the middle grade story, which is called Tracks, which is what happens is it actually is semi about my track experience when I was in 7th grade, but basically is a father and son story. And so I have some other stories lined up. So I don't know what's going to happen with the Daddy Let's Play, but it's something that I'm just like, look, I really don't care if anybody buys the book, as long as it's out there and I've done this and I've been able to say, hey, I've seen it through and now I can leave it to my daughter. I'm good. So, now the other ones need to sell.
Said love will only go so far.
Right.
These other books are not love. So whatever you're thinking, go on and buy it. Yeah.
Exactly.
This is from passion to paycheck.
Right.
Yeah. All right. So when is the book out? Is it out yet, or is it coming out soon?
No, not out yet. So the illustrator is actually still working on the color prints to get those back to me. So I would say that I'm looking to put it out into May, around beginning of June time frame. So yeah, that's actually lines up with my daughter's birthday. So we'll see if we can make that deadline. But yeah, that's what I'm hoping for.
All right, that's dope, man. All right, let's get into your song pick. What did you decide to go with as far as Prince's vast catalog, man?
Let's Go Crazy.
All right, so you a big Purple Rain fan?
Yes, I am.
Yeah,
I am. But you know what? The funny thing is that when I was younger, and I think it's funny. I must have been brainwashed because, and I mean, rightfully so, because Michael Jackson he's still a good artist, but it was just Michael Jackson all the time, and it was just like Prince. But once I got older and I actually started listening to the sounds and the music, I was like, I think I'm a Prince fan now. I'm more of a Prince fan. When I got in my 20s and everything, and Let's Go Crazy is just one of those songs that you can just, I mean, I don't care where you are, you gonna stop and you gonna rock out because it's that type of song.
Yeah, I agree. It's a piece of genius. It's a genius recording. I won't get started right now why, but it's a genius. It is a genius recording. The entire thing it's the blend of rock, gospel, R&B, all in one song, and it just all melts. So yeah, I agree. So that's what we're gonna do right now. We're gonna play "Let's Go Crazy," Rodney Freeman's pick. When we come back, we have Dana Dane with the segment formerly known as This Week in Black Twitter, y'all. We'll be right back.
This is the Scenario Radio Show. Real talk with a playlist.